Deephaven has a rich query language, and part of that is you can write Python functions inside the query language. This video tutorial goes over how to write a Python function to use in a query. First, we're going to go over a little bit of the documentation and show you how it works in practice. Let's get started. Here's the website where I'm going to get all of the code for this tutorial. And we're going to go over how to write that Python function in a query. Now, the first thing is we want to have a table that we can start to work with. So I'm going to copy this and put it inside the Deephaven console, which is part of our IDE. And you can see now I have a table called numbers that has two columns, X and Y. Both of these are int columns, and it's a pretty simple table for us to work with. Okay. The next thing that we want to do is we want to define a function. To define a function, it's just the normal standard Python where we have def and then our function name and then the parameters or arguments that we want to supply. This one defines function f, which takes the arguments a and b. And notice that I'm just returning the sum of a and b. Nothing changed in our console or our IDE at all because we just defined the function. We haven't actually called that function yet. So in the next step, what I'm going to do is I'm going to call that function and supply it column X and column Y. So I'm going to copy this, and we're going to store the results as a new table called result numbers. Now notice when we're doing this, we're calling the numbers table, column X and column Y. If we start to have more tables, then you're going to want to especially make sure you have the right table here. So now we have result numbers, which is our numbers table, but added on to it. And we've updated the values so we see the original and that sum. So that's pretty cool. Now we're starting to get more tables and we could do more complex things. Okay, so let's make it a little bit more difficult. Let's have another table. So this table, I'm going to call this one words. Our first table was just numbers, right? This one is words. So the numbers were integers, and now this one, everything is a string. So we're going to have the string welcome, hello, hola, bonjour. Now the result words, I'm going to call that same function, and I'm going to supply it column welcome and column day from the words table. Let's see what happens. Okay, so I have my words table, which you can see is just the words, and then I have my result words, which is hello, Monday, hola, Tuesday, and so forth. And notice how here I used view rather than update, so that means all I'm seeing is that one set. So we didn't have to redefine the function, even though we're calling a wholly different data type. So that means these functions allow us to reuse the same thing, but with different types of values. So that's it for writing Python functions. If you have any questions, please come back to our documentation where you can see a whole bunch of related documentation or hit us up on Gitter. Thanks. Bye.